When I first started to practice quite a long time ago now, I look back, a man came in the office and he says, "Young man," he says, "make the money. Honestly, if you can, but make the money." Well, I don't exactly agree with that. But the point is this: we've got to get God. Get Him. Get God. Follow the... If you do not have to follow the techniques, that's wonderful. But most of us do have to follow techniques laid down by those who have found God. But anyway, make the money. Get God, see? Don't forget it now. Ramakrishna, he got God right off. He didn't have to use the techniques. So strong was his devotion. In 3 days, he received contact with God, which it took another saint 40 years to attain. So you see, the will and devotion is the main thing. But most of us do not have that. We are fortunate to have this path of self-realization, this channel to God to follow. And so we will follow that. Now, the problem which presents itself in attaining spiritual wealth is the same as in attaining material wealth. I want you to listen carefully. Now, when you start to attain material wealth, in the beginning, you do not have much to go on, do you? We do not have, unless you had a rich uncle who left it to you. But that wasn't my case, and I believe it isn't the case of many of us. We haven't much to go on. What do? If you're wise, right off, you take out insurance that creates for you a material estate right off, the minute you pay your premium. You create for yourself, say, $10,000 right off. That's your estate. But that's not the end. Then you get busy and work and labor, and you make the money your own. You attain material wealth, then the insurance can be dropped. Now that same problem is there in regard to attaining spiritual wealth. In the beginning, we do not have much to go on. That is, I didn't have much, except I did have that what the Master gave me. But we have not much to go on, so what are we going to do? If we're wise, we can use the same law, and I mean it absolutely. We can take out insurance that will immediately create within us a spiritual estate. Then we can labor and work, and through self-realization, make the eternal truths of that spiritual estate dynamic to our consciousness. We can make them our own. Yes, I mean it. You can take out insurance just like you do in this life. Immediately, you can have spiritual wealth. But there cannot be any mental reservation, as I will point out. You cannot expect to do it in a halfway manner. You have to be 100% after God, so to speak. Now, how is this done? I want you to read when you get home. I will repeat it now for you. Words from the 10th chapter of Daniel, the 12th verse. Now remember, first we are discussing insurance, which gives us spiritual wealth right off now. Just like when you take out ordinary insurance. When you pay the premium, you have that estate created. Now, when you pay the right premium, you can right now create a spiritual estate. Now listen what it says in Daniel. Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thy heart to understand, from that time, and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy word. Now let me explain just a bit. from the first day that thou didst set thy heart to understand, from the first day that you unconditionally surrender yourself to God without any mental reservations. Reservations will not do. When you 100% from your heart say, here I am, Lord, I am willing now, 100% to fully surrender to thy will, and then begin to spiritually discipline yourself by following the right channel. The minute you do that, what does it say? Thy words were heard. Thy words were heard. And I am come. Not I am coming next year. Right now I am come for thy word. Now each and every one of you who will do that, right this moment, you have created right within your own consciousness a connection, a contact with God, right off. And He is watching over you. He will give you His divine protection. The minute you do that, the minute you chasten yourself before thy God, thy words were heard. Why? Because from the heart the vibrations go and God knows. But if there's any mental reservation there, if the heart is not pure gold, you cannot touch God. So remember, each and every one, there's no excuse. Right now, you can create within yourselves that spiritual estate. Then you must work. Then you must work and labor to make that contact dynamic to your consciousness. There you have in one or two words the laws for creating within yourselves a spiritual estate. Work and labor is necessary. God hears you. He is watching you. He is coming toward you. He will send you the right channel, as He has sent to us the channel of self-realization.